What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind, and I'm back again. And I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful for everyone who likes, shares, subscribes, everyone who hits that notification bell, everybody who comments. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you. Now, I just want to talk about something, guys, because I saw this article on the internet a couple of days ago or whatever I came across. And I want to make a couple of comments on this because this is something that's kind of been on my mind because I actually saw another article that I wanted to talk about and I just left it alone. But this is something that's obviously going to keep on coming up. So this is talking about representation in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, we have Captain Marvel coming up, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the biggest, most monumental, most important, influential movie ever in the history of mankind because it's timely. And of course, we already heard Mark Hamill say that women should be running the world. And you know, the funny thing about it, guys, is for everyone who thinks that this is not like some type of agenda that's being put on us, I actually saw a clip where Barack Obama was actually saying that, and I quote, "I'm kind of tired of men. I think that women should get more involved. Women should step up and it'll be better." You know, actually that's not a direct quote, okay, but that's what he said. And, you know, so Barack Obama pretty much mirrored what Mark Hamill was saying. So I know in the comment section of that video, some people were saying that, well, Mark was being facetious. He was, you know, trying to get the conversation going. But no, this is a little bit deeper than just Mark Hamill. This is deeper than just one person. This is something that's being echoed all over the place. Like I said in the other video, Beyonce, who runs the world? Girls. You know what I mean? It's like there's this thing that's going on where we're supposed to believe this. What is it? White men have been called terrorists. A lot of people don't know black men have also been called terrorists on the route. And I did a video on that last year where black people were called terrorists. Or not black people, black men. Okay, so you have, no, actually straight. Okay, I want to make sure I get that right. Straight black men are terrorists, according to a straight black man who wrote the article. Damon Young, I believe his name was. And also on the other side, you have people saying that straight white men are terrorists. And people wonder why there's this, this trend that's going on where you see more men of different walks of life, of different races and backgrounds, starting to kind of come together a little bit in realizing that there is this movement to devalue straight manhood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't want to move too far away from what I was talking about, but it's worth noting. You know what I mean? So, getting back to the article, guys, I want to share with you a little bit. There's this article on the Mary Sue, appropriately enough, and it's called, it starts off by saying, "Marvel again, talking the representation talk, really needs to walk the walk." And then it says, "Seriously, please, don't let me down, huh? Nobody don't let me down." And this is by Kate Gardner, and this is from a few days ago. And it goes on to say, "There's been a change in the winds when it comes to the way Marvel talks about representation in their films. Following the immense success of Black Panther, the studio has started to realize that films not centered on white male heroes will sell to a mass audience." I swear to God, we act like human history just started in the last couple of years. Representation of all different people has always been in the movies, at least in the 21st century. I mean, can we admit that it's no longer 1999? You know what I'm saying? It's like time has moved on. And we've already seen movies. Freaking Woody Hootie, I think Denzel Washington has been playing all this time. You think he's been playing freaking John Boy? You know what I mean? From the Waltons? No, he's been a black male lead. You know what I'm saying? There's been these things going on. Black Panther didn't prove anything. It's already been going on. So anyway, moving on. Naturally, this has led to promises from the studio that we will see more films centered on characters of color and LGBTQ plus characters. Oh man, sooner or later they're going to run out of letters in the alphabet for this one. Most recently, Victoria Alonso, the executive vice president of production at Marvel, spoke to the BBC about diversity on and off screen. It's better when you have balance. When you have a 50-50, it creates for a better room, for a better conversation, and I think it sort of guides stories in a way that it doesn't if there's only one of me, she said. Only one of me? What is she talking about? When you have 50-50, it creates for a better room. This is true. You know, 50-50, okay, equal representation and stuff like that, but I would also think the qualification definitely matters. You know, everyone deserves a 50-50 chance, that's for sure. But just having 50-50 for the sake of having 50-50, I can't see it. It's like, it's almost like natural selection. You know what I'm saying? And that goes across racial lines too. As a black man, I am not intimidated to have to compete with anybody. I have my weak points. I have my strong points. I'm not just all powerful. I'm not freaking Thanos up in here. There's going to be some people who are better at certain things than I am. There are going to be some things that I am better at than certain people. You know, it's just, that's the way it is. That's humanity. That's how we complement each other. So the 50-50, it speaks to me of a 50-50 opportunity, not a 50-50 representation if that other person is not qualified. Do you understand what I am saying? Okay. She said as she spoke about being the only woman in the room sometimes. She reiterated the promise to represent more communities in Marvel films, mirroring what Kevin Feige and others have said in the past. This is great news! And honestly, I do think that Marvel will follow through on their promises, but it's hard to have complete faith when it took 18 movies to get a film led by a non-white protagonist. Black Panther and Captain Marvel will be the first major Marvel productions not to be led by a white guy whose name is usually Chris. Now, we're discriminating against people with the name Chris. You know what I mean? Where would we be if we discriminated against Christ? Huh? No. What's in a name? Nothing. You know, there's nothing wrong with starting with the major characters, the most recognizable characters, if you want to build your franchise. There's nothing wrong with that. So the fact that it took 18 movies to be, in the honest, you know, those movies, especially the Avengers movies, they were really an ensemble. And, well, there's more I want to say about that. But anyway, first, and it's taken them a while to get there, or to get here. It's also worth noting that these are the only two projects that also aren't helmed by a white male director. Whoopie-doo! And none of the films released so far have featured an LGBTQ plus character. But you know what the beautiful thing about it is that it might have, but you just wouldn't know it. It's like, why would we know if the character takes it up the wazoo? He's saving the world. How he gets down in the bedroom wouldn't necessarily be relevant now, would it? Or she, or it, or whatever it is. I'm talking about Rocket Raccoon. Do you wonder about how Rocket Raccoon identifies sexually? No, neither do I. That's my point. Does it matter? No. Moving on. Marvel has been talking the talk for a while now, and in 2012, Natasha Romanoff was peak white feminist representation, but audiences have grown up since then, and more importantly, movies have grown up. The demand for films to represent more than a fraction of their audience has translated to tangible box office results and critical acclaim. Steve and Tony punching each other in an attempt to keep audiences engaged drew in viewers, but T'Challa's origin story became a cultural phenomenon and an Oscar contender. See, and that's the thing, it's like, you don't want to go too far in the other direction. I really enjoyed Black Panther. I thought it was a great story. I think it was nicely done. I don't think it was a perfect film. I don't think it was even the best Marvel film. But I really enjoyed it. And yes, I truly appreciated seeing a predominantly black cast, which would be appropriate for the story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, because I do feel that the community does need positive images and things like that. And they found it exactly the way the great Stan Lee envisioned it to be. Something to help a certain segment of the population to be more included. You know what I'm saying? So that was great. But it just so happened that he also created a multi-layered character. So it wasn't like he was just there as a black character. He was also a well thought out, well conceived and produced and executed character. So I was very thankful for that, because you could have put Black Panther out on screen and it could have just been any old shit. But no, it was a nicely done film. You know, but when they take it to the other opposite of the earth and they just want to throw all types of accolades at it and call it the best thing ever and all this stuff, it's just like, okay, well, you're going too far. You're doing too much, man. You know, the real story to me with Black Panther will be the sequel. You know, if I see a sequel that builds off of it in a positive way and it's very well done and stuff like that, then I'll feel even better about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll feel like they're being like just more deliberate to give you a truly satisfying and substantial story, and not just something that they just want to throw to one particular community. You know, so, you know, I'm kind of like, we'll see where they go with the character. You know, because it is important to remember, guys, that Black Panther was created by Stan Lee, a Jewish man. So, you know, for everyone who wants to claim Black Panther to their particular community, remember, it truly is the result of, it's a group effort, it's a melting pot, it's what everything that America stands for. You know what I mean? So I just want us to remember that. Okay, Marvel is being incredibly secretive about their upcoming films, and even the ones we know about have their details kept tightly under wraps. Marvel is not about to tell us what characters are about to make their cinematic debut, or spoil a relationship, or really do anything to detract from the mystery. Okay, actually, guys, I want to stop reading there. I'm going to put the article in the description box so you can read the entire thing for yourself. But I just want to make one quick point before I bounce up out of here, and that is that I also noticed a while ago this group called SW Rep. It's hashtag SW Rep Matters. Okay, it is hashtag Star Wars Representation Matters. And it's a group that is very, very concerned with having representation in the Star Wars movies as so-called minorities and, you know, like women and, you know, things like that, you know. And I just want to make this point real quick to them and to anyone else who feels they're being left out of these epic stories. These things, they're called characters, okay? And character is something that goes far beyond race or religion. Yes, that is a part of it, but character is something that is really on the inside. So it's like, if you feel like you can't relate to the story of Luke Skywalker, you feel like you can't relate to wanting to do great things and to fulfill your destiny, I would say there's something wrong with you. If the only thing you can think of is, he doesn't look like me, I can't relate to that, even though he's doing incredible things. As a character, do you not have that aspect of character inside of you? Because I know as a child, when I was watching these things, it never occurred to me that Luke Skywalker wasn't black or that Luke Skywalker was white. I saw the adventure. I honestly did. You know, I saw the adventure. I felt the wonder. I felt the excitement. And I wanted to do great things. And I wanted to feel like I could take the hero's journey because I could relate to the character. You know what I'm saying? When Lando came out, Lando Calrissian, I didn't just love him because he was black. I didn't even love him because I wanted to do what he did. I loved him because he was a great character. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would challenge people to really think about that, you know, when they're making this big production out of seeing someone that mirrors you physically. Character goes deeper than that, you know? So it's something that I wanted to really make a comment on, because sometimes I wonder how sincere these people are, you know, when they come up with these things, you know, about representation and everything like that. Because I'm not like this, like some type of scholar, you know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, or, you know, or the brightest light bulb on the tree and stuff like that. But for the thinking that I've done, I've gotten past that. I can appreciate a good character without seeing that character look exactly like me. You know, why would I want to see me up on the big screen? You know what I'm saying? It's like my eyes get dry. Sometimes they get bloodshot. I don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have to see someone with my skin complexion. You know, I do appreciate it if it's a well done character, absolutely, and I do see I do see the value in it. I do. I think diversity is a wonderful thing. I'm always very pleased to see diversity, but not diversity for diversity's sake. I want to see a good character first and foremost. You know, I was just making the point the other day, and I got to wrap this up really quickly. I love Asian movies. Asian horror movies are freaking awesome. I grew up on Kung Fu flicks. I think a lot of us did. You know, and sometimes I'll read the subtitles, sometimes I won't. Sometimes they'll be dubbed, sometimes they're not. But I don't, while watching these things, I never say to myself, this movie is all South Korean. This movie is all Japanese. This movie is all Hawaiian. No, I'm just enjoying a really, really good movie. And the characters, they actually appeal to me. I watched a movie called Train to Busan. It was a zombie apocalypse flick. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to leave the trailer in the description box. Please check this movie out. It's the freaking bomb, man. Train to Busan. And I like to think that I would be capable of fighting for my son the way the lead character in there was fighting for his daughter. You know, so that's a character that I can relate to, although he's South Korean, and obviously I'm from America, and I am known as black. So, you know, this is what I'm talking about, guys. If you feel that these movies, these sci fantasy movies, these science fantasy movies, or these science fiction movies, these fictional accounts, if you feel that they're leaving you behind, I would challenge you to redefine how you see character, you know, and how you relate to it. Because it doesn't have to be the big issue that we're making it out to be, especially when you have an equal opportunity to make your own films. You know, so that's how I feel about it, guys. And I say this with all due respect, so I hope you're taking it that way. The thumbs down are still going to come. I don't care. I'm not kissing ass. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it, as I always do, because, of course, this is the gospel according to Mark with a C. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again, guys. Rock on.